welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Today's video is gonna be absolutely bonkers. Today's video is about all of the great things that are about to happen in 2023 as far as the housing market. So I'm gonna highlight some really good things here, guys, and I'm doing the video today out in the field, so I really hope you enjoy it. I'm actually at a humongous master plan community right now. I mean, look at all the builders you can see on the sign here. There's so much building right here. There are so many builders that I thought, you know, this would probably be a really good place to film a video. Now, what I did as a mistake, you guys, is I decided to film this video when there's an Arctic freeze and blizzard going on right now. So it's about 20 degrees out right now. So, you know, I hope you guys like it. I'm so cold right now because it's also windy. Do me a favor, you guys, for, you know, bearing this freezing cold wind and getting out here in the field. Like this video for me, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already. Shoot me a comment, you guys. Hit notifications and share this video so we can continue to spread the message. Before I really dig in, you guys, and start highlighting some really good things that are to come, I first want to apologize to some of my viewers that currently own homes, because what I didn't, you know, realize is, you know, this is what I'm trying to say, you guys. I'm not trying to scare people or trying to have people so afraid that they're crippled. If people think that, they're not really listening to what I'm saying. I'm trying to sound the alarm so we could prepare and become winners. The last thing you guys want to do right now is obviously be crippled in fear. Here's what I did wrong. I recently pulled my channel and I noticed that about, you know, and I didn't realize this until, you know, recently, but about 35 to 40% of my viewers actually own a home. So towards the end of this video, I'm going to talk about, you know, what people that currently own a home can expect, and also what can you expect if you're a home buyer on the sideline that has been priced out through quantitative tightening. So I'm going to go into that, you guys, towards the end of this video, but right now, again, I want to stick with all of the great things that are happening in the housing market as it pertains to buyers like myself. But first, remember this. What is really important, that you guys stay ahead of unaffordability, that you guys stay ahead of quantitative tightening, and you remain a oh my God, I don't know if you guys, I wish you guys could feel this. It's so cold. My hands are free. It's Texas, it's Houston. It's like 20 degrees right now in Houston. This is crazy. But anyways, guys, so, you know, be well qualified, okay? Now, if you're like me, well qualified, staying ahead of the inflation, we're gonna be in a really good situation going into 2023 because, you know, for one thing is inventory, okay? Now, obviously, guys, inventory is the name of the game, okay? We definitely need more inventory, but the great news is we have every phase, all 4 phases of the housing market crash that I've been talking about, firing on all cylinders. The last part of that phase is inventory. So right now, you guys, and I'm gonna tell you something really cool that I found out, but right now, inventory is going up across the nation. We're still low, but inventory is going up. Now, here's what oh my gosh, I can't even move. It's so cold right now. I mean, I'm holding onto this camera with 2 hands and I'm just shivering. This is insane. But here's the thing that I found out. When I did the other video on the community a few days ago, a huge master plan community, I forgot to point out that none of those homes were listed on MLS because these home builders aren't listing everything on MLS, and neither is Open Door. We have a lot more inventory than a lot of people realize. So that is great news, you guys. The inventory is going to absolutely explode in 2023. I know that for sure. It's already exploding. And, you know, again, we're coming out of a historical housing market. So the beautiful thing, you guys, as long as you're patient, we're going to have a lot more inventory options going into 2023. All right, guys, so another great thing, and I want you to know that there's probably, I don't know, 8 or 9 builders around this little circle right here. And I actually went into every single one of these builders. And another great thing that we're gonna walk into as home buyers into 2023 is all of these home builders are offering pretty incredible buying incentives. And you guys can see, I mean, there's so many builders here. This is a really nice setup as far as if you guys, you know, want to shop for homes in various price ranges and various levels of quality of construction, various sizes. This is actually a really great place. But going into every single one of these sales offices, and all the houses you see behind me are sales offices, guys, every single one is offering pretty incredible price cuts off the top of the house. But not only are they offering price cuts, you guys, they're also offering, you know, most of them are offering $20,000 to $30,000 on top of that towards the design studio. And then on top of that, a lot of these people are offering up to $10,000 to $20,000 in closing cost plus rate buy downs. And I actually talked to, I think it was David Weekly to the left of me over there. I don't know if you guys can see that. I mean, look at this roundabout. Those are all sales offices. All of those are sales offices. It's pretty incredible. But anyways, I talked to them and they said that they have a program now where if you decide to build, that they will lock your rate. Listen, lock your interest rate for 1 year. Now, here's the thing with locking your interest rate for 1 year. That's incredibly expensive to do. But it is very cool, you know, just seeing how these guys are getting so creative with trying to sell their property. They're getting so creative, guys. You know, this is actually really good. Now, obviously, we need prices to come down so that, you know, our payments are more in line with affordability. But these types of buying incentives, these types of price cuts across the board, all of these builders are doing it. What a great sign, right? What a great sign of things to come. Because listen, you guys, remember where we were at just 1 year ago. 1 year ago, some people had to put down like 10 to 15% as an earnest money deposit and, you know, hop on a waiting list full of 50 people with zero negotiating. Remember that, guys? You know, again, you know, and also 1 year ago, they didn't even offer us, you know, buying incentives. I hate, you know, still working with the sun. You know, I know that my breathing, when I do these, you know, field videos, my breathing sucks, guys, okay? For 3 reasons I wrote all this down. The first thing is, I caught COVID and almost died at the beginning of the year. I got double COVID pneumonia. Completely wrecked me, about 10 pounds overweight. It is what it is. Plus this camera gear that I have right here, it feels like it weighs like 20 pounds. And the biggest thing of all, you guys, I talk too fast. So I get it, I'm working on my breathing. Now I could have stayed safe in my studio and worked all my right angles to try to look, you know, better. But you guys, I'm shameless. I'm just, you know, I'm more interested in getting you guys a story. I don't really care as much, you know, about my breathing, but I definitely feel like I need to slow down in my talking. I'm gonna show you guys a builder that I really like, and actually I want to get one of these houses. It's called Weston. I love these houses, guys. You know, this is a Weston right here. You know, beautiful house. Unfortunately, I can't take you guys into that model because the sales reps aren't here, but that's the house that I want. Maybe not a new build, maybe a resale. Woo! You guys, I don't know if you guys can see the wind or hear the wind, but I assure you that that wind is about 20 degrees right now and it is icy cold. I have two t-shirts on. It's going right through this, so it's cold. But you guys, thank God, if you waited like me, if you're frustrated with renting, if you're frustrated with home prices and you're still on the market to buy, you're not priced out, this is great news. This is absolutely great news for us. The inventory, the price cuts, the buying incentive, all of it, guys. It's going to shape up for 2023 to be one of the best times, you know, depending on the local housing market, it's going to be one of the best times to purchase in a very long time as far as buying incentives, right? Now, obviously, interest rates are going to be a bit higher, which, you know, you guys know my opinion on, look at some more sales offices behind me. I like them. I wanted to walk their property to highlight their quality of construction, but I actually ended up walking a different property over here to highlight the quality of construction because that sales guy is new and he didn't know what he was talking about, so I just bailed out. And that brings me to the next thing, you guys. A realtor is important, okay? I know I get a lot of people that, you know, don't like realtors, and I understand why, and there are some really bad realtors that make us all look bad. But having a great realtor, having a good realtor, you guys, that properly represents you, that doesn't let you get bullied, is so, so important and so vital, especially if you're gonna shop new construction homes. Obviously, it still matters with resale houses, but new construction homes it's especially important. And the reason, you guys, it's especially important is because they're not regulated like loan officers and realtors, at least in Texas. So, in other words, they can get away with a lot of stuff that essentially puts consumers at risk, right? You lose a lot of your protections. You're kind of blinded by their huge contracts and things of that nature. So I just want to point out, guys, is even though we're going to go into a great year to buy in 2023, you still want to be careful and you still want to be cautious. Now, I believe the longer that you guys can wait in 2023 to buy a house, I think you're going to, I think you're going to get a better deal. Now, I'm not going to wait to the end of the year because I have to take into account, as should you guys, our rent. Because, obviously paying rent, y'all, it's kind of a complete waste of money. Right now, as I've been saying, it's a rare time where it makes sense to rent, for me at least. But, my lease, you guys, is up in June. So essentially, it's either June or July. But I have until June or July to purchase a house. I have decided to try to make my purchase date in February. I will push out my purchasing date if necessary. And remember, you guys, I did not wait to the last minute to get qualified. The first step in my home purchasing journey, and I've told you guys this, is getting qualified from a lender. And there's many reasons why you want to get qualified. Obviously, payment and out-of-pocket. You need to know your payment and out-of-pocket expense on these houses. But also, you guys, if there's something wrong with the loan or you can't get qualified for as much because of higher interest rates, you guys have, you have time to do something about that. So I also want to remind you guys, in a few weeks, we're going to be able to file our next tax return. And that's especially important if you're self-employed. Now, if you're self-employed, get with your lender to ask about the rules, because there's certain things, when it comes to qualifying income that you can and cannot do when it comes to your taxes. All right, guys, now I'm going to move on to the next part of this video, kind of go into quality of construction. I'm going to go inside a house because it is freezing and my ears feel like they're going to fall off. Sit tight. All right, guys, so what I want to talk about now is how important the quality of construction is. And remember, all of the things in this video are good things. So, essentially, I just want to point out, when there's master plan communities like the one that we're in right now, obviously there's multiple builders. So in other words, you guys, as you can see from this house, I'm trying to kind of pan around here, not all the houses are Lennar cookie cut. So I'm actually in a new build right now with J. Patrick. And one of the things that I really, admire about this builder is their attention to detail and their quality of construction. So when you go to master plan communities and you're out looking, understand that usually, at least in Texas, at least in Houston, you guys have many options as far as, picking what new home builder that you guys want to work with. Now, again, this one right now is, it's kind of a luxury with semi-custom. I mean, take a look at this bathroom, guys. And, it's just, I want to buy this house. Look at this. Look at how, really, really amazing all of this is, you guys. I mean, huge. Look at this. This is, this is absolutely spectacular. Look at the shower. I'm walking in the shower right now. So in other words, you guys, the good news is I hear a lot of people concerned about quality of construction, but what I really want you guys to understand is that is not happening with all of the builders. There's still plenty of options out there if you guys kind of want to step up the type of quality so that you have more reassurance when investing in the largest transaction of your life. But again, you guys, multiple builders in here. Some, like I said, like Lennar, I'm still going to get an inspection, but it is absolutely incredible. This house is. So, this is something that I want, as I said, as we go into 2023 and the incentives, start building up. But let me show you guys right outside, just to give you guys an idea of how much construction is actually going on. I mean, right across, in the backyard, there's commercial, residential. I mean, look at this. I mean, there is, there is so much inventory right now. I mean, there's so much building, you guys. We're gonna move on to the next part of the video, but I definitely wanted to spend, a small time talking about quality of construction, letting you guys know that there are really, really good builders like the builder that I'm in right now. And, even with all of that, guys, I still recommend an inspection because, again, this is a really big financial transit. Look at this fireplace, guys. I mean, look at this. Isn't this fireplace absolutely amazing? I mean, this house, you guys, this house right here, y'all, is absolutely incredible. This is why I'm waiting. This is why I'm working hard. I want a house like this. Quite frankly, you guys know this already. I'm renting right now, holding out for a house like this at an affordable price. Now, obviously, you guys, my rental house is nothing like this. It's about half the size. I can hear my kids. I can't sleep in anymore. It's really hard to work. And a lot of times I work from home when I'm not in the field. So, you know, this is a dream. And, you know, I really hope that you guys will be in a position to where, you know, you're kind of taking some of my opinions, your purchasing power is strengthened. You know, I really hope you guys win houses like this for, you know, basically, hopefully, pennies on the dollar. You know, I don't know, you know, this specific model is going to be that, but these are some of the houses, you guys, that are out there, which in a few months is going to be there for the taking. At least that's what I see, you guys. These are the houses I want. I don't want Lennar. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want Lennar. I like houses like this. Let's move on to the next part of the video. All right, guys, now that I've been warmed up, I have, for some reason, come back outside in the freezing cold to finish up this video. So just to recap, guys, we have so many good things that are coming to us in 2023. Inventory, price breaks, all of this stuff. Plus, not to mention, guess what, guys? When the Federal Reserve pivots, more than likely, they're going to reduce interest rates. And also, you know, and one thing I also want to, you know, cover on real quick, guys, is how, you know, bad the rental market is doing right now if you're an investor. Now, as a renter, it's actually good. There is actually, and you guys can see behind me, look at the commercial residential building. A lot of building. And I'm actually in the same community. This community is so big, it has its own bank. And many other stores. So there is a lot of building. So what's going to happen, guys, that a lot of investors didn't see coming is we're going to have a collapse in the rental market. And a predominant reason that is, you know, quite frankly, well, unaffordability, right? People are moving in with their parents. I believe, you know, I watched a video from Scott Walters. By the way, go to Scott Walters' YouTube channel. I love that guy. Scott, I love you if you're watching, but he did a video on the fact that 50% of people between 29 and 19, you guys, 50% live at home or with their parents. How is that possible? What has happened to our youth? Why aren't people saving money? Super depressing, you guys. But in other words, it is unaffordable. There is so much inventory. And what's going to happen is they're going to be forced to lower rents, and as more and more rents lower, and landlords are going to have no choice but to lower their rent. Now, the problem with that for them, not for us, is their cap rate. A lot of these new investors, you know, quite frankly, you guys, they don't have room to go down. You guys see how much land there is behind me? There's so much building. I'm so glad I'm in Texas so I can show you this, but where I want to end in, guys, is talking to my viewers that are either priced out or that have recently bought and are stuck in their home. Because I don't want to be a guy that, you know, makes people so afraid that they don't prepare. Now, I think that the level of fear needs to be had because it's dangerous right now. When there's danger, you have to sound the alarm. That is what it is. But let me talk into basically anyone that has recently purchased, you know, specifically my viewers that is upside down in your house. And I want to talk to you guys about this because it happened to me. And looking back at this situation with my foreclosure and bankruptcy, there's a lot of things that I would have done differently. So a little bit about my scenario. Basically, the last crash, you guys, I was in complete denial for a long time. It took me probably a year after we were in the crash to even acknowledge it. You know, I was just such a worker. I was just, you know, head down, you know, work hard and I'll get through it. And what happened is, you know, doing that did not allow me to prepare. So when I finally stopped making all my money, business, you know, came crashing down, every lender bought every other lender out, I walked away. You know, I had given, you know, it hurt so much, you guys, that the moment that I could no longer pay my mortgage, I wasn't in that house for about 2 weeks before I left, right? The thing is, guys, what I learned, you know, when you go through hard times, you know, you need as much help as you can get. And what I did is essentially shot myself in the foot. What I should have done in the past is, number one, I should not have got myself in more debt to try to catch up. I should have tried to sell my house sooner. I did not do that. I didn't do that. I left. The other thing, guys, when I left, you know, then started 8 years of hell, okay? You know, very hard time in my life, you know, 8 years of that. And, you know, looking back, I should have stayed in the house. I could have stayed in that house for 2 years, you know, essentially mortgage payment free to catch up, to rebound, and I didn't do that. I left, I gave up, I stayed depressed. Really, really horrible. So I want you guys to know that if you are upside down in your house, the good news is loan modification does work. And if you're falling behind, contact your lender. Before you're behind, contact your lender and see what options you have as far as loan modification. Now, a lot of what's happening is these loan modifications are being turned in, or these loans that are delinquent are being turned into 40-year loans. The reason why that's so helpful for most people, including the lender, is it makes the payment actually lower. And unfortunately, doing that though, the disadvantage, you don't pay as much principal off. Obviously, you don't want to be paying a mortgage for 40 years, obviously, right? But if you're upside down, okay, try not to worry. You may want to cut your losses. You may want to sell. You may want to find somewhere that's more affordable. But don't just give up like I do, like I did in the past, and walk away. The reality is, guys, is these lenders want to keep you in your house. So if you're stuck, I wish the best for you guys. I'm not knocking, I don't think that there's greedy sellers. I understand what it's like to be trapped and, basically to listen to the wrong advice. So my heart does go out to you guys if you are trapped. Don't drown in debt. One thing that I regretted with what happened to me is I was drowning in debt. So I lost everything. I spent all my money trying to keep up, and I had bad credit. So there's ways that if you are trapped, to get out of it with, minimal collateral damage. Now, let me kind of end talking to priced out home buyers, okay? Because I realize that not all of the people that, that are watching my channel, and shame on me for not realizing this, but I understand not all the people that are watching my channel are people on the sidelines trying to buy. Now, that's who I'm primarily talking to, but if you're one of these 15 million priced out home buyers, here's the thing. What you guys got to do right now is consider yourself lucky, because the Federal Reserve forced you to dodge a bullet, okay? So first of all, congratulations on that, right? Now, what you're gonna wanna do, if you're priced out, and this is for even if you're not priced out, because doing these things will only make you a stronger buyer. But what you're gonna wanna do, if you're priced out, obviously, you guys, stop using your credit cards, right? Don't go out to eat, don't go to the movies. If you wanna buy a house so that you can retire early, or go watch Star Wars in the movie theater for $30. The choice is up to you. Stop using your credit cards, number one. Number two, get out of consumer debt. It's so important, you guys, to get out of consumer debt. The more debt that you're out of, the more home you're qualifying for, because all of your debt, your consumer debt, goes against what's called debt to income ratio, which is a qualifying factor for mortgages. Don't get in debt and start getting out of debt. But also, you guys, really, really big thing, if you're on the sidelines right now, forced, I'm telling you, I know there's an overwhelming amount of people that could become really strong buyers if they would just budget. And I use personally, you guys, an app called mint.com. I have zero affiliation, okay? I have no affiliation with any of these people, or companies I'm talking about. And if I did, I would let you know. I'm not about all that FTX and, and letting these people on my channel because of, obviously I want to protect my viewers, you guys. All that whole cryptocurrency collapse, really shocking, really, really disappointing, and yeah. I have different feelings about that, but the thing is, guys, mint.com is what I use to monitor my spending so that I know what I can rebudget, and essentially what it is allowing me to do is save more money. So you got to get out of debt, but you also have to save more money. All right, I'm crossing a street right now, so I'm a little nervous. I don't know how, Michael, how do you do this, bro? I'm nervous. This is a street I'm crossing, but I don't remember where I was at. I was too worried about getting hit by a car. But anyways, guys, so a really good way to start doing those two things, getting out of debt and saving more money, is to make more money. If you can work overtime, bonus, commission, a side hustle, Grubhub, any of that stuff, you guys, it matters. And here's the thing. It's a little bit situation critical because the buying opportunity is not going to be around forever. And what will happen is when the Federal Reserve does pivot, if they drop the interest rates low enough, a lot of people are going to come back into the market, including institutional investors, and our buying opportunities will be limited. The key is we want to purchase real estate, in the pocket of the best time, right? And we don't want to try to time the bottom of the market with our primary residence, but we definitely want to stay a little bit further out of the bubble. But the good news, guys, is I'm going to be here for you. I'm going to be taking you through my entire journey, so don't give up. If you're trapped in your house, maybe cut your losses, you know, tighten up ship, don't panic, contact your lender. If you're priced out, just do the things that I mentioned, and you know, hopefully you guys can get in line with the rest of us who are well qualified in a good position to buy. You know, so I just wanted to let you guys know, if I can do it, y'all, anyone can do it. I lost everything, horrible credit, bankruptcy, foreclosure, repo, tax lien. Y'all, I climbed my way out of the gutter to position myself to, not only am I a well-positioned buyer, but I also own a little bit, just a little bit of real estate. So I'm telling you guys, y'all can do it. And I know the mental turmoil that it creates to fall behind. But other than that, guys, I really, you know, for all my friends and family, Merry Christmas. To everyone else, Happy Holidays. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and do me a favor, like it. Once again, I'm freezing. I'm gonna go in my truck, turn on all my heat warmers and all of the hot air, and I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna edit this video in time for Christmas. I hope it turned out well, guys, but then again, you guys, I really hope you guys got some value, insights, and perspective for today's video. And if you're out there investing in real estate, you know I wish you luck, and I hope you win.